Welcome to another edition of The Pack. I hope you enjoyed the first episode, which was Getting Angus Home. Today's story is whether Angus thought of us as pet parents or playmates. Let's unravel the first 90 days of him coming home. Angus was a short black lab and he was roughly around 45-50 days old. After the initial excitement of bringing him home, all of us had this big question mark in our head. What do we feed him? What time do we feed him? How much do we feed him? And there's a big debate. Do we give him chicken? Do we give him milk? Then finally Patra would just put up a hand and said, hold on, let's just call the dog. Dog is very casual. Yeah, Sundar, just give him Cerelac for the next 30 days. Don't have to worry about anything else. So off we ran, bought Cerelac, bought a feeding bottle, got diapers for him, mixed the Cerelac with hot water and milk. Boop. He didn't want to eat. I gave him. Didn't want to eat. My nephew and niece fed him. Nope. So my mom did what moms do best. Mixed the Cerelac with hot water and milk, put it in a bowl and said leave him. He went trotting, finished it and went to sleep. So he did what he wanted to do. Such was Angus's charisma and charm. We were absolutely naive pet parents. We really thought that he would actually settle down, become a lot more calmer. Now, Pavitra and I worked, my sister was working, my nephew and niece were in college. So most of the days he spent with my mom and aunt at home. He just upped his antiques. So he started ripping everything. Clothes, shoes, socks, furniture, you name it. I still remember there was this one day when I came home early and I saw my aunt and mom with their hands in their head. And I looked around and I see this guy sitting on a pile of clothes that he had freshly ripped, inviting me as if to say, care to join? They found it frustrating. I found it hilarious. Angus also had a special place, which was the sofa. Now, my mom never liked him sitting on the sofa, but this kid would manage to sprawl around the sofa just to irritate my mom. And the minute she would come, he would jump and run away. And it did take a toll initially on my mom and my aunt, but over a period of time, they found their own bond and relationship with him. Such was his mischief that the nights were even more tougher for us. He would get up every 2 hours in the night and Pavitra would actually get up, snuggle, put him on our lap, put him in a cardboard. After he's actually slept, then we would all go to sleep. So that, when it comes to our work life, it took a little bit of a toll when it came to our health. But eventually, he started to sleep independently, which was absolutely not an issue. Somehow this kid knew we didn't work on a Saturday and a Sunday. So we would hear this loud noise on the door and we would know that that was Angus. He would cuddle up with Pavitra. We would go on long car drives, play fetch with my nephew and niece. We had the time of our life. Vaccinations were something that we were on point. At that point in time is when I saw the true relationship between Pavitra and Angus. I still remember he finished his vaccination, came home, and the next 2 days he was absolutely sick. Pavitra took care of him the entire day and night. At one point in time, he was whining, Pavitra was crying, there I was in the middle, not knowing who to comfort. And such was the bond between both of them. And then started his teething phase. He was scratching and biting a lot more, and his target was Pavitra. So she worked in an IT company, she went to office, and one day our team leader turned around and said, Pavitra, everything okay at home? Just look at your hands, everything fine between you and your husband? And she came back and we burst out laughing. Our entire lives had completely changed. Everything revolved around Angus. His needs, his wants, his energy. But no matter how much he played with whoever, Pavitra was his be-all and end-all. He would wait for her to come home in the night. She would sit down. He would get onto her lap, snuggle up, and fall asleep. That moment was pure bliss. Without even realizing it, 90 days had passed. Our lives were full of sleepless nights, chewed up clothes, and endless energy. But all of that stuff was made up with a lot of joy, laughter, and the kind of love only a dog like Angus could bring. Thank you for listening to the full episode. Here are a few lessons that we picked up. Number 1, understand what to feed your pup. A pup's body is extremely fragile for the first 3 months. Consult a veterinarian on what to feed. Number 2, vaccination. Vaccinations have to be on time, especially the first dosage, and then the following dosages would be recommended by a veterinarian. In both these cases, you could consult our top veterinarians at DogSwag.club. Lastly, Teething is not aggression. Teething is a problem which occurs with every pup as their teeth grow. So do not think about it as aggression and abandon your dogs or give them away. It's just a form of them growing up. So allow them to grow up, give them chew toys that they can chew on, calcium bones, consult your veterinarian on this and they will help you with it. I hope you enjoyed listening to this episode. I want to give you a preview to the next one, which is Angus and his funny side and also the first signs of problems. Thank you for listening to The Pack, powered by DogSwag.club. If you love what you're listening to, please subscribe and hit the like button.